Shalom. This week is Parshat Noach. Of course, we all know the story. Noach was spared together with his family, and a sampling from every single species of the entire world in the ark that Hashem told him to build, which he spent 120 years constructing. And finally, when the flood came, God told him to go in, sealed it, and he remained there together with all these animals, all these creatures, for an entire year. At the end, after the flood was over, the water all receded. Even Noach was able to confirm that by the bird that brought back that olive branch, which gave him a clear indication that things are starting to grow, the earth's back to normal. Yet, Noach didn't leave. He's in there. And for your information, an entire year had passed since he entered that teva, that ark. Would you want to stay there for another day? I wouldn't want to stay there for another minute. I would be like, get me out of here. And yet, what do we find? Hashem says to Noach, go out from the ark. Take everyone with you. Tell them to leave. And, the way the Torah is written, force them to leave. If there's anybody that doesn't want to leave, make him leave. Question. Why would they have to be forced to leave? I'm sure right now you have the same creepy feeling like, oh, get me out of here. I mean, you talk about cabin fever. It's like a plague of cabin fever. Everybody's got it in the whole entire place. Of course you want to get out of here. Why do I need God to force me out? Why do I need God to tell Noach to force them out of there? And the answer is, we're told, and this actually helps explain how they were all able to survive side by side. You're talking about from some of the wild, most dangerous animals in the world to the most domesticated, calm creatures. And you have some animals that are known in the wild to eat some of those other animals, and yet they all survived. They all got along. They all lived together in harmony for that entire year, confined to such a small space, relatively speaking. How is that possible? Because they all experienced an amazing utopian experience they had. They were actually transported in time, ahead of time. They were transported to the time of when Mashiach comes. When the Torah tells us, the prophets give us a little glimpse of the utopia that will be, of the harmony that will exist, of the great, amazing environment that will be here in this universe. No more evil, no more bad, no more jealousy, no more competition. Everybody will get along. As the verse says, the wolf will lie beside the lamb, and a little child will play with what today is known as the most dangerous of snakes, the most scariest of serpents. That is the reason they didn't want to leave. They enjoyed it. It wasn't that bad. Actually, it was very good. Imagine tasting that for a moment. And now imagine tasting that for an entire year. Living in utopia. Experiencing what the world is only going to experience at the end of time when Mashiach comes. Becoming accustomed to that. So warm and cozy. Such an amazing feeling. And suddenly, they open the door. Okay, you can leave. Nah, we don't want to leave. We like this better. And this is where Hashem's message is, force them to leave. You have to leave. Life is not about a party. Life's not a picnic. Yes, it's tough out there. Yes, it's not going to always be pleasant. Yes, there's going to be competition. Yes, there's going to be challenges. No, it's not going to always be utopian and happy. But that's the purpose of it. You're there, in the world, to build, to create, to generate. In short, to be productive. Here is after you're productive. This is meant to be at the end time. This is the reward. And therefore, force them all to leave. This is not a place to stay. And this is really a message for all of us. None of us have it easy in life. Everybody has some hardship than others, some more than others. The message is, this is what life's all about. Not, God forbid, that we have to suffer through life, but that we're not here just as our whole life is not just a day at the beach. Actually, come to think about it, even a day at the beach can not always be that pleasant unless you prepare yourself properly, you take your proper precautions. In other words, there's always an effort that has to be made. You got to put on sunscreen, you got to have an umbrella, you got to wear the proper clothing, you got to have sunglasses, you got to bring water with you. In other words, life's not a party. Life's about working. Life's about getting the job done. And that is not a curse, that's the blessing. That's when Hashem blesses him, you're going to be fruitful and multiply. Which doesn't only mean have children, it means to be successful, to be accomplished in everything that I want you to do. And with that, I give you the blessing that we all should have, of course, a minimum, as less and least as possible, of hardships and obstacles in our way. And we should always be highly productive. And that comes with being highly motivated. Shalom.